Lads, feeling about that loss, Dennis. They must be thinking that's one that got away.
Yeah, we're over it now a little bit. Like I say, we've done our review. We've talked about the things that we've need to do better. Like overall, like if you're looking at building a game, yeah, we were miles better than we were our first week. The disappointment of the first week was a different kind of disappointment, that we just hadn't given ourselves a chance or done ourselves credit really with our energy, with our enthusiasm, and we still could have got a result out of that first game without those kind of things in place. I think what you saw on Friday was a side that wanted to play, we wanted to put the record straight, and for 60 minutes it was a dominant performance. I say, for everything that you can say that what we're going to been through and the week before, but that was part of the put them under pressure, keep them under pressure, and we did, and we got 14-point lead on the back of it, and we just made some poor reads, and then it's just as simple as that. Like I said, it's not even team aspects that we looked at. Like a lot of our team stuff was really strong. It was one or two decisions on an edge that, again, especially the last two tries, that caused us lots of problems.
Is there a danger when you have a lead like that, especially when perhaps you might consider yourselves even to be the underdogs and you've got a lead like that with 20 minutes to go? Is there a danger of kind of wishing the clock away? Did you feel that played a part?
No, really, we didn't. I think Wigan upped the pace a bit. I think we gave them an opportunity. We gave them an opportunity because it looked like we got a little bit sloppy. We gave a couple of penalties away that, again, it was you just have to consistency. The stuff that we lost penalties for had been happening all game and wasn't being penalised, and all of a sudden the referee decided to penalise continuously. There was 3 penalties at one stage that you're not really sure what they're for, and 2 of their tries were penalty, try, and it was there. Like you say, they're the things you can look at. Statistically, that's what happens. But I felt that 2 of those penalties, the referee got kidded. He was put under pressure by Wigan, but Wigan put us under pressure. Like I say, when they brought Lachlan back on the field, George Williams came into play, Sam Powell was getting back in the game a little bit. It's one of those where their good players all of a sudden got a sniff, and I think Sean gave him a boost when he came on the field. He ignited George Williams a little bit, and they're good players, and they got a taste. And like I said, momentum is one of those things that every coach talks about. We talk about it in life, we talk about it in everyday aspects of living. And once you've got it, nothing can stop you. When you lose it, it's really hard to wait, trying to get it back. And Wigan got the last 20 minutes and they got the momentum. And like I say, the clock couldn't move quick enough for us. We couldn't get a break. And when we did get a break, it was to our disadvantage. They built a knock on the back of a kick-off, and then we gave the ball back to them straight away, again, which wasn't an error from us, but the referee called it wrong. Gives them back the impetus. We kick into a corner, and instead of just letting the ball go dead and setting a scrum, we try and knock it back in field. It goes straight into the hands of one of their players who runs 60 metres, and then they score on the back of that. Those kind of things sort of are not things you can practice or things you see. That's the momentum of the game, and we lost that momentum and lost our way in trying to get it back. Again, we're disappointed. We're disappointed because we felt at all but the scoreboard we'd won that game. Wigan had a really good, probably 25 minutes of the game, but that 25 minutes was enough for them to win it. That's what a side who's been in 4 grand finals and won 2 and World Club champions can do to you. So that's the way of making it easy a little bit better, but the pain's still in there because we should have 2 points on the board.
You must have been pleased by the way you were able to break Wigan down, the questions you were asking, given your half-back issues. You've got a pair that you probably didn't expect to have at this point of the season, but you asked them questions and they struggled to answer.
They've worked really hard, and we've worked hard as a group to just put a little bit of cohesion in the group. And that's the thing will get better if we can hold on to them over the next 6 to 8 weeks before Joe's back and Tom's back, and putting pressure on them. Then is the fact that the more they play together, they think they're going to get a little bit better. They're not new to that. Danny's played on in a half, but all out in the Championship and not played here for a couple of years properly. And Bridgie played there about 5-6 years ago for Warrington and had a really fantastic season in the halves. It's just, like I said, there's a big gap between when they've done it regular. Also, it's not new to them, and they're both pretty good players. We've just got to make sure we keep practicing and and delivering the quality of our practice into the game.
Danny took his try great, didn't he? And his kick on the end of the set is a handy asset to have in your team.
He's got loads of ability, and it's just that. We said in the pre-season, you're looking for someone that's come out and shock you a little bit. And Danny's he's a great kid. He's had opportunities, but he's not been able to take them through injuries and then through just a drop in form and making mistakes. But he's a little bit more mature. He's been around the block a little bit now, and he knows that he's got to start delivering, and he's got the ability. I think he's pretty comfortable at the moment knowing what's expected of him. He knows he can deliver what's expected of him. Now we just need to bolt on those little bit of extra stuff. Like I say, his footwork's great, he's strong in the contact. He just needs to believe that he can be a really good player.
I thought Tom Armstrong had a strong game for you well going forward with the ball. He's really elusive, isn't he?
He's good. Again, we brought him, he's nice, big lad, he's quick, over the ground, he's brave. Again, he'll get better. Look at our right edge for a majority of that game. We had Tom Alberson, Tom Armstrong, never played together. Both came out of the Championship last year. Bridgie, who's not played in that position for 6 or 7 years. And then Corey on the end of it, having to talk them all up. So there's a lot of improving in that edge. But all 4 of them have got a lot going for them. So I'm looking forward to watching them mature over this next 4 to 5 weeks, and hopefully getting a lot of improvement out of them.
Injuries, Dennis, in the game, as far as we know at the moment. So did you come?
No, we came out all right. Yeah, I think we had a couple of little bit of niggles, but we seem to be okay at the moment. Like I say, with the next couple of days of training, they'll tell us if those lads with sort of like a little bit of a strain or a dead leg will be able to kick through to travel to Catalans. But I'm pretty hopeful at the moment that there won't be massive changes to the team at all. Well, there won't be any changes. So hopefully we can get out there with the same group of players and push on again.
I'm going to have to ask you about the lead up to the Friday's game. And I know that your business is coaching rugby league teams and you deal with the cards that you're dealt. But look at it from, if you like, from a fan's perspective. At this, the game's on, it's off, it's on again, it's at Wigan, it's at Widnes. It's not really befitting of a professional sport, that is it. It's all a bit of a mess.
The weather, you can lose games because of weather. Yeah, I understand that. Like saying Doris was a bad storm somewhere else, but I don't think it was here. I didn't see it here. I didn't see it in Widnes or in this part of the world. So it was, there was things going on around the edges that, again, you can't control. From my point of view, I think that they're the best team in this competition. They're pushing to be the best team in the world at the moment. And to have their game postponed for a second division football match, I don't know, it makes you feel that, it makes you feel aggrieved that, and that's the sport. It's not, like I said, this is not about Wigan or the team itself and or the players. It's about people above that and the game and how it's perceived. It's allowed to happen, but we all have paymasters, we all have bosses, and I think even Wigan do.
I suppose some people are saying that perhaps that game should have been, although it was played at Widnes because Widnes ground was available, it should have counted as Wigan's away game perhaps, and that's what they deserve from this situation, really, to have to play their away game on a ground that was available, which Widnes was.
Yeah, but again, that's
Wigan's home game rather, sorry.
Yeah. There are lots of what we needed was whether, if we could have argued that case and took it to the board or whatever, but what we needed to do was get the game on. Whichever game it wasn't a problem to me. I just needed to play. And I think the Wigan players wanted to play. I think Wigan, again, they don't want to stick another fixture in the middle of already crowded fixture list. Both teams, both coaches wanted this game on, needed this game on. And then you leave it to the powers that be to argue the fact that whose game it is and whose game it isn't and where it should be and where it shouldn't be. Again, that was something that I have no control over. After a couple of beers and a drink in a pub, maybe we can discuss that, but that's not now, and I was just glad that the game was on. I'm disappointed that we didn't take the 2 points after such a good performance, but we're better for that game.
Catalan, are you back in the day again?
Yes. It's just the logistics of taking a 19th team out there and then the short turnarounds that we have after the week after into Castleford. So it's one of those things where you say you can take. At the moment, I've got 4 lads. It's taken 2.5 hours to get from Wigan to here today because of snow and bad weather. Mm-hmm. But it can take us 3 hours to get to Catalans on a plane. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's a long way away. When you look at the logistics of travel, it's just it's a long way away.
It looks like from the outside that Catalan are perhaps going down a slightly different route this year. They've lost a number of star names, big name players, Australian players especially. But in the games we've seen, they've been on the telly, haven't they? They're looking a very solid and committed and together unit, aren't they?
I think it's just really good recruitment. I don't know about the lack of star names. I think Sam Moore is a pretty good signing. I think Greg Bird could be an outstanding signing, not just for the Catalan but for the game of rugby league in this part of the world. He's a sensational player. I think look at the halfbacks that they brought in last year when they brought in Myler, and then they brought in the kid from Saints. It's a really solid group of players, but some pretty good players in that group as well. Like I say, I'm not sure Guizot's available this week still because of something that went on there, but they're a good side. They've got a lot of good players in their national comp now, and like I say, you see Toulouse doing really well with a really solid French team. Mm-hmm. And you know that there's a lot of good French players out there, and they're just starting to find their feet. So yeah, I'm pleased for Lauren. Really, I think he's worked really hard the last couple of years. He got, I say, just at key stages of the year, players just dropped off. Well, I think he might have found that way, getting the best out of this group. And he's got some good players in there as well. Like I say, I think Greg Bird could be the one that could really galvanise them into something that's pretty impressive.
Been very solid defensively in the 2 wins they've had, and 2 good wins against 2 good sides as well, Warrington and Hull, and tackling really solid.
Yep. Again, they're a big, strong unit, and defensively they knew that they had to be better. I think that's what Moore and Bird do really well. I think they'll make that side really strong around those key moments. And Ayton has been playing well as well. So last year they had a couple of injuries in those key areas. This year, like say, if you look at push their middle 3 through a little bit, and you put Materi in there or Busquets in there, and it's a pretty strong middle unit that defends and gets off the line really hard. So they're a good side. Like I say, both their back rowers in Garcia and Horo are class players and big, strong units. So they're firing at the moment, but that's the challenge for us. Our challenge more than anything else is the fact that we know we've never won in Catalan. It's probably one of those places where we haven't done something over these last 5-6 years. And we've come close a couple of times, got close in a pre-season game once, got close in a season game, but we've not had any rewards there yet. So that's a big challenge for us as well, because like I said, we need to get some points on the board. And going to Catalan's not the easiest option to start doing that.